Hi, this is Rob. Welcome to Custom Chronicles. Well, what we're looking at here is my next project. It's the scuff and shoot on a golf cart. We're going to two-tone this thing out. It's not going to be much of a video, but I'm going to try to get some substance in it. I already started sanding there. Got that sanded. Working on getting the pinstripe off, which is really on there after all the years. You can kind of see how it is here. Flatten that out. It's been painted multiple times, and well, my job is to get this cleaned up and get it ready for resale. So yeah, I'm going to go through it, and I'll try to get some we'll say meat into this video, not just because this isn't going to be extreme, not a bunch of airbrush stuff on it, but I'll try to make it entertaining. So anyways, there you go. There's the next project. We're going to be painting up a golf cart, two-tone. All right, going to start the DA process. I'll just show this for real quick, and then I'll throw this into time lapse. Start with the stripe. Here we go. We got it rough sanded in, and I'm going to go around and clean up some of these edges, make sure everything's nice and good down in here. I'll do that by hand, just in the tight spots where the DA, if I was trying to sand with DA, I'd be doing more abuse to the DA and the sandpaper. Right in here, I need to get that cleaned up, and down here in this corner. So I'll go around and do that by hand, and then I will, do the borderline tape on it, and that'll set me up. So we got to tape off the batteries and the engine and all that stuff, and we're going to get this thing in primer. Not making a big deal about it, just kind of quickly going through it, and I guess we can watch the transformation. Hopefully I come up with something pretty good with this thing. This has obviously been sanded. Now I'm going to start taping this up, because I am going to primer this. And we got just kind of doing the outline of this, what's going to get taped off. Obviously all the black stuff. The battery's going to get taped off, and yeah, I guess we'll call it the sill here, and all this black plastic. So I'm going to get into taping it up. It's really not big of a deal.
I'll drop it a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just finishing up winterize a couple jet skis and I'll head down and grab them. Yeah, no problem.
All right, pardon the noise in the background, but what we got here is we're papering this sucker off. I'm just going to go through, maybe I'll put it in time lapse and run around and get this bagged up here real quick. Just kind of putting the primer on right now. We're going to bury this thing. We're going to get it nice and heavy. Probably help if I had the camera where I was spraying. There we go. We do a few coats. Make sure we got plenty of material on here. It'll look good when it's done. And then plus, you know, sand it down with 80 grit. There's some debris up there in the corner. I am not going to prime the inside of where this yellow tape is, but I'm going to prime up to the tape. Get right in here. Loading this on, putting it on nice and heavy. One thing I'm not afraid to do is use material, because we want a good looking job. And the more primer I put on, the more of the sin I bury. And there it is. It's already looking better just with the prime. So my front, got right inside here, the wheel lip. I think the cups are leaking, there's some drop. I hate to rectify that, but again, we're in the primer, so we're sanding them out. And just like that, we are primed. That is coat one. I'll just do a quick walk around. This is all primed up. And, well, we got to get it sanded down. I'm going to put a little guide coat on it, which is the black spray paint. It shows highs and lows. And all down there. We're looking pretty good. This section's going black and it's covered by a plastic tub, so I wasn't too concerned about that. And I'm just spray bombing that and then putting the plastic tub back in. And well, we'll get this wrapped up. I'll show the sanding, I guess, briefly. the next thing we're doing is we're just going ahead and kind of just sanding this, getting the guide coat done. That's what we want to do. I'm just going to go ahead, go all the way around the thing, which I've already done the bulk of it. The back half is already finished right there. There it is, all sanded. And I got the front side here, so I'm just going to continue sanding, and we'll pick this video back up when I'm spraying. Got the cart prepped up, wiped down, tacked off, and now we're going to go ahead and spray. I'm spraying a dark metallic blue first as the main body color, and then we'll come back with the secondary color. But anyways, here we go. Just lightly putting it on. I'll come back and even everything out. Just the way I do things. Help if I was videoing in the right spot. Well, we're getting into taping this up, and what I'm going to do is follow this body line right here and then take it around. We're just creating the next zone of color, and I gotta get this tape straight here. I've already got the line on the back side here. This is a basic straight line. Nothing too complicated. Trying not to make this any more complicated than it should be. I'm following the body line, and then I will pick it up right above the existing body line right here. Now lay that right in there, right on top of it, because I'll be an 1/8 inch above that body line right there. Looks good. Now carry it all the way through, and then I'll move the camera, and hopefully you can see that. I'm going to carry the line all the way down to the next side, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to put some blue up front. What I'm doing is coming around. Hopefully you can hear me on the microphone over there on that camera. And see how I got the straight line there? Inch. There's that. I've already did the front right here. That's already done. And come around to this side. And this is relatively simple pulling of the tape. Just having a little bit of an eye. Again, follow the body line. I'm going to kind of tuck that in right there. There. Follow the body line. There it is, just like that. So anyways, with that said, This is going blue, this non-metallic blue. I'm actually going to drop it down in here. I'm going to create, let me get this camera here. Second, pardon me for my lack of preparation. All right, there's that body line down where your feet well is right here. I'm actually going to take from the hinge here, go down, over, and then up there. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do next. I'm just not going to show that. I'm just going to do it. I'll show it at the end so you can see how I'm blocking that out. Okay, I went ahead and put the mask paper on. I got that done. You kind of see how the footwell is right here and whatnot. Now this is going the non-metallic blue. So anyways, there we go. I didn't want to show that portion. I'm just back taping. You know, maybe I should do a video on basically how to tape, but look what I forgot. I'm going to have to get that taped up real quick. So I'm just going to hang a piece of paper over it. And well, we'll get into putting the next color on. The last thing I do before I spray is I come around, make sure all this tape is pushed down nice and tight, because that's where I've had problems in the past. Just sometimes you just got to take a little extra effort to make sure it's good, and that's what will save you from having to clean up a bunch of mess. So anyways, I'm just making sure this is all down real good. And here we go, over here. And enough of that, we'll get spraying. Look at that, all the way around. That took just what, 30 seconds? All right, we're gonna go ahead and get the blue sprayed. Get it in here. You can kind of see where we're going now with this color. And it's a nice flat color. It would probably help if I kept the camera really spraying. That's blowing up, getting in the way. May even just to be able to get away with it if it splashes down good just with 2 coats, because this is really covering good. Over here in the front, 6% overlap. There's plenty of material on. Yeah. Hose is hanging up on the tire. Back over here. Make sure we got that nice and good, covered good. All right. The hose is hanging up, so I'm just going to grab that hose and I'll finish this off here in a second. All right, I got the hose complication taken care of, so just go ahead, and this is all that's left is this little section here. And I'm going to get the coats on here. There it is, looks pretty good. And that's all I'm going to say about that. That's 1 coat, and we are going to do the second coat. I won't film that or video it or whatever. I'll just go ahead and get this wrapped up until we do the pinstripe. Just a quick look here. Obviously it's on tape now. I mean, got the masking off, ready for the clear. Looks good all in all. All the way around. And so anyways, borderline white. I'm going to do that. I'll set up the camera on a tripod so they can get a little video of that. Well, what I'm doing now is I'm starting to get my brush loaded up right here. We'll get that loaded up. I'm using just kind of like an original kind of style Mac. I usually use SLS, but this one's a bigger brush. I am comfortable with it, so I got my little bit of reducer there. We're going to get the brush right and get this paint right too. It's a both. You got to do both. And I'm sitting on my 5-gallon bucket, just kind of piddling around. Paint's a little thick, and it took me years before I got this right, and I'm still not the best. I just do a good job. I take my time, be patient. I'm not trying to whip it out fast. This is just a borderline stripe that I'm doing, so I just basically got to get this brush, this tip. Seems like it wants to stay fat there, but we'll do a little quick pull here. See how sloppy that is? And that's just, you got to get it right, you know, get this pull right. And I think just like that, there's the line. So I got it just took a second. It also takes a second to make a mess too. So I'm going to go ahead and set this camera up, do another pull, make sure I'm happy with it. And this is what my borderline. I can thicken it up if I need be, and just simply by pushing the brush down more. But I don't think I like pushing down more because, see, it's kind of sloppy. I'm not happy with the brush. I'm going to fiddle with this a little bit more, get it right, and then because I do want a thicker line, but I don't want it too thick. Yeah, I think we're getting close. So anyways, I'll set the camera up. I'll start the next segment of video when I'm actually striping the borderline on the thing. And again, there's the brush I'm using. I don't even know what size it is. It's just fatter. I'm not a very good pinstriper. I just kind of look at it and I don't have all the details down. So anyways, I think this is a 00 or something. All right, I've already kind of started this stripe here. And I'm gonna go ahead, some booger up. Just kind of lay it down again, making it a little bit thicker. Hopefully that's coming in on the camera. A little wonky up there. I'll come back and correct that. This one section doesn't look very good. Pick up. Down, back down here. I have to go over it twice. Thin down here at the bottom, but all in all, I think I'll live with it. Just dab it here, load up some juice here. I'm not going to round the corner. Hopefully this camera's on there. All right, got that there. I'm just going to make a quick adjustment here to the camera. I'll kind of put it down right there. I'll do the drag. And now the radius is right here. I'll use a different brush. I don't like to use that. It's a tight radius. I'll end up making a mess. I already know that, so I'm not going to try. And part of doing a good job is knowing your limitations. And well, I'm limited on my pinstriping abilities, we'll say. I'm getting better, but I wish I did it more. Just kind of following the line here. And it's keeping the consistency of where the tip of the brush is. That's where I'm at on that. It's got a slight curvature at the bottom here due to the front end. The brush is getting a little thinner here. And it's getting off track, so I will power it back up. I'm going to stay on the tip, mainly because I know it's wet. And I'm going to pick up my speed here a little bit so I don't blot it out. And I've learned this by making the mistakes enough. Now I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to thicken it up. See if I can do it here. All right, that looks fairly good. I'll shift the camera again, see where we're at. And then we'll do this line right there. Hopefully I don't make a mess of it. It'd be embarrassing if I did. And pick up here. If I gotta go over it twice, I gotta go over it twice, but I try to do it once. And one of the particular things, see how I'm kind of getting off right there? I'll have to correct that. Let me do this here. Is I'm on this curvature, so the brush is, it's just kind of wanting to go where it wants to go. So I got to be patient. So I'm going to slow it up just a little bit. Correct that area there. See, I got a little weirdness right there. Took care of that. And keep on pulling. And well, I guess any pinstriper has been doing it a while, especially most everybody. It's got better ability than me will tell you. It's getting your paletting right, getting your paint consistency right, having your brush loaded up right, and you can feel it. I didn't have it for years. Everything I touched, I made a mess. I get so frustrated. And then one day, it just made sense. So really, I guess my advice to anybody that wants to do this is practice, practice, practice. That's what I was told. And it didn't make sense until I got to that point. Again, the radius is there. I'll leave, but we'll just take a quick look. And basically, there it is. Hopefully that white's coming out. And you can see it's not too abusive. It's fairly straight and everything. I'm happy with it. We'll move on to the back side. Well, I went ahead and did the pinstripe right through the seating area here. I'm going to pick it up here on the corner. And got the brush loaded up. Got the air hose in the way. And just going to go ahead and just lay this stripe down here real quick as I can. Not trying to rush it. Yeah. Trying to make the stripe thick enough so you can... Back to pinstriping. The battery went dead. Had to swap it out. Hopefully hopefully I can get a good stripe on here. I'm making it a little bit thicker. Making it, you know, not too thick, but just a little bit thicker around the sides here. It's just take your time. You know, sometimes one of my faults is I get a little bit impatient. I want to hurry up and get it done. And see, it's thinning out there a little bit. I got to reload. Take a second. I'll pull up my bucket. I got an air hose in the way. So I can get down and make sure I'm buttoned up against the line real good. And I'll continue to pull this out. I got a hair right there. Get rid of that. And then continue on. Let's probably put this in time lapse. Load the brush again. I'll just do a little bit more, and I'm gonna probably just can the segment. I won't do time lapse on it. Maybe I will. I could either put it into the video or not. Depends on how it looks. All right, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and set this up, put it in time lapse. I'm gonna thicken this line up a little bit. It's starting to get a little bit thin, and we want to be able to see it. So anyways, got some dust down there. And well, that'll be that. Now this is a quick look. You got the white stripe all the way around, down through there, the front, and the other side here, and then on the inside, as well as the back. Looking pretty good. Now we're going to get the clear on. Well, we're going to go ahead and get the clear on. So it's kind of loaded up. Watch the corners not to overload the clear there. That's the area that can get you. There's no fun still when I start shooting the clear. I'll pick this up after it's all done. Well, we got the golf cart all reassembled with everything that I have. The owner's going to come back and pick it up. And so anyways, let's just take a quick look. Mind you, this isn't all that extreme here with what I've done. There's the blue down there. And it's not perfect. It was done fast. You got the little white borderline stripe on it, and I tried to match up. Now mind you, all the paint material was leftover paint from other jobs, so I managed to do fairly good with the colors and to match the seat that needs to be redone. But anyways, just kind of throwing this out there, and just what it is. But if you like this kind of content, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. I got more projects coming up. I got a bunch of different stuff, and I'm wrapping up a couple real big jobs, car jobs that are very elaborate paint jobs. And so anyways, I'll be getting videos up on that. But here it is, just a quick turnover on this, and that's all I got.